Right, if you live in this community and you pay taxes, come out and vote, decide how your tax dollars get spent.
Participatory budgeting gives people real power over real money to make the decisions that affect their lives. It's a democratic process in which ordinary community members directly decide how to spend part of a public budget.
Who knows better about their community than the people that live in their community? Nobody else can make a decision about what you need more than the person that's dealing with it.
Oh, this is different because you're actually voting for where the money is going to be spent instead of allowing them to decide where to spend the money.
So how does it work? First, people brainstorm ideas. They come together in neighborhood assemblies and start to think of what kinds of projects would they like to see in their neighborhood.
This type of process, when you have a neighborhood assembly, you have somebody coming in from that building and you have somebody coming in from that building. People that never spoke to each other before now finally get to have a conversation.
I was interested in the project, so I kept going to each and every meeting and forum. Once you get started, it's like a chain reaction. You have to keep going.
Volunteers, who are usually called budget delegates, take people's initial ideas and turn them into real projects.
We started with maybe about 40 projects, and so we had a series of budget delegate meetings, and we narrowed down the list into about 4 or 5 projects.
What are the real needs of the community if you only have a certain amount of money? What is it that you can do that's going to benefit as many people as possible?
We're asking for a projector and 30 Mac laptops.
Air conditioning rewiring for PS72, which would allow the school to stay open during the summer.
Bus countdown clocks, displays at bus shelters throughout the district, and it will tell people when the next bus is due to arrive.
I'm dreaming of new benches, modern benches. Seniors have nowhere to go.
We've got a lot of folks who are very passionate about getting away from a car-based lifestyle. And of course, we have members of our community that live a car-based lifestyle. So there's some tension right there and there's some passion. That's a challenge. I think that we've actually been able to work through that.
People get a taste of making the tough decisions and coming up with things that can be done to improve their community. And they bring them back to the public for a vote.
It's a way of validating every voice in our community and saying, you know what, whatever your position is, you live in our community, you have a right to decide, and that me as a representative and government should respond and should listen to that voice. Anybody could vote in this process. Immigrants, whether you're documented or not, 16-year-olds, young people that normally don't get to vote.
The projects with the most votes get funded.
We have the playground improvements at Millbrook Housing.
They are then implemented over the next few years, and the following year, the process starts again. People brainstorm new ideas, turn them into new projects, vote on them, and fund more improvements for their community. PB becomes part of the budget process. It becomes a new way of governing.
I think this is like the greatest wave of democracy coming into the United States. It started in Porto Alegre, Brazil in 1989.
From there, it spread all over Latin America and over 1,500 cities around the world. In Toronto, public housing tenants have decided to spend millions of dollars each year on improvements to their buildings. In Chicago and New York, city council members have set aside discretionary funds for the community to decide. In Vallejo, California, PB has been used citywide for funds from a new sales tax. It's also being used in counties and states, universities and schools, and public agencies and nonprofit organizations.
The level of active engagement has really been extraordinary. The way in which people will kind of come out and be part of their community is just off the charts.
This was a great opportunity for you to be a part of government and better the city you live in. Like, who wouldn't want to take advantage of that?
You're creating a more educated platform of voters overall. So I think this can only be good for the big project of democracy.